Are you ready, guys? In today's video, we are going over how you can radically change your life and become a high-value man in 2 months. Now, the term high-value man gets thrown around a lot. So what am I talking about when I say that? I'm talking about being on your purpose, having success in the major areas of life like money, relationships, and fitness, as well as internally feeling like a confident badass. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Keefe. I made this channel to build better men. So if you're a guy who's out there who's looking to level up as a man, hit the subscribe button and bell icon. I put out new videos every single day to help you do exactly that. So let's get into the video. All right, guys, so step one to transforming yourself, becoming a high value man, is you have to get clarity around what it is you want and why you want it. This is something that I go over with my coaching clients in our first session. It's one of the first things, because most people will come into a session or they just live their lives thinking that they're really clear on what they want. They hear this whole thing about, oh, I need to know what I want. So they vaguely have this idea of what they want, maybe more money, but they don't know how much money, they don't know how they want to earn it, they don't know the lifestyle, they don't know anything. They just know this one little thing, and that just doesn't drive you very hard, right? So look, do not ignore this. Most guys, they're going to skip right over this kind of thing. They're looking for some tactic, and they don't understand that the tactics come when the clarity comes. Because what do I have written down here? If you know the what and the why, the how will come, okay? Think about, say, like a father who might run into a burning building to save his child or something like that. If he sat around and said, how am I going to run into the building and not get have the house collapse on me, or I'm going to get burnt and get third-degree burns? If he was thinking about all the hows, he'd never take action. But he has a why. He's like, my son's in there, I got to go save his life, right? And so the how just happens, right? Think about this. The fastest you will ever run in your life is when you're feeling fear, right? When you're running from something. So how do you run faster than you thought possible, right? If you intellectually thought about it, you'd have no idea. But when there's a why, when you're afraid for your life, suddenly you can run faster than you ever imagined. You have to know what it is you want and why. Really think about it and really get clear on why you want the things you want. Because if you don't have a strong why, you're not going to be willing to do the next steps that are about to come. All right, guys, step two is getting alignment, okay? Ask yourself, are you acting, thinking, and feeling in accordance with the new you that you focused on getting clarity on in step one, okay? Most people aren't doing this. In fact, probably everybody isn't doing this. Otherwise, they'd already be the new person that they're trying to become. Understand that you have to first be the person that you want to be. Then you'll start to naturally take the correct actions, because from that state, you'll just take the right actions. And then once you take the right actions, you'll have the things you want. Most people have this backwards. I'll give you a personal example from my life. I used to have zero money. I was very scarcity mindset oriented. I was always looking at my account, being in debt. And every time I would go to the gas station, I would only put like $5, $10 in the gas tank. And the reason being is I was scared I was going to run out of money. Well, does that sound like the mindset of somebody who has a bunch of money, which was my intention? On this one end, I saw myself as this wealthy, successful entrepreneur. And on the other hand, I was scared to pay for gas for my car so I could drive around town. Like, the two things obviously weren't in alignment, because one way I had this old belief that I was broke, I had no money, I was always in debt, and my card was always getting declined. And then I had this new identity I was trying to create, which was successful entrepreneur with plenty of money. So what did I do, and what should you do when you find yourself in this situation? Is you need to start training into yourself. You need to become aware of yourself. How are you thinking? What actions are you taking, and how are you feeling? And by feeling, I mean, are you feeling grateful, abundant? Like, how would the person that has all this confidence, that has all these things you want, be feeling in themselves on a daily basis? And you got to become aware of this. So what I did was I started to focus on having abundance in my life, focus on seeing myself as somebody who had abundance. And I'm not saying if you want to have a bunch of money, you should go blow a bunch of money at some Louis Vuitton store so you can fake like you're rich. That's actually the wrong thing to do. The right thing to do is to start recognizing perhaps the abundance you already have in your life, right? If you live in America, you're already pretty much in the 1% of the entire world. If you're watching this video right now, that means you either have a phone or a computer. It means you have Wi-Fi or data. It means you probably aren't getting attacked by somebody right now because you wouldn't have time for it. So you're in a pretty safe environment. So you have a lot of abundance at your disposal already. So start focusing on that. If it's another another area of your life, perhaps women, start focusing on like what's the mindset that you have when you approach a girl or when you see a girl. Does the first thing that hits you tell you, oh, she wouldn't be interested in me, or oh, I don't know what to say to her? Or is the first thing that hits you, of course she'd be interested in me because I'm an attractive guy and I've got my crap together? So what are you thinking? Become aware of what you're thinking, then become aware of the actions you're taking. Are the actions you're taking in alignment with the person you're trying to become? Understand, it takes 21 days to build a new habit, which basically means you need to build a new self in 21 days because your life is a collection of your habits, okay? So if you can focus on getting super clear on what it is you want and then becoming that person for 21 days by being aware of the person you're trying to become, then you'll be able to radically transform your personality fast. You'll start taking new actions, start getting new results. A great way to do this is visualization, getting deeply involved in this new vision of your life by visualizing it, by feeling in that state, by acting in a certain way in that state, and by thinking certain thoughts based on those visualizations. This is super powerful for really transforming your life rapidly in all these different areas. All right, guys, step 3 is identity shift, which goes right along with that alignment. We need to break out of the comfort zone. We need to challenge that fear that we have that's going to tell us, hey, you should just stay safe. Keep doing what you've always been doing. Keep being the same person you've always been being. You're going to have to break that by breaking out of the comfort zone. A good example with this for me was creating YouTube videos, okay? I haven't always been this outgoing kind of guy who just talks to the camera naturally. In fact, maybe someday I'll find a video of it. I used to do Instagram fitness coaching, and the first time I ever tried to do an Instagram story, I was talking like this, and I was like really insecure the whole time and really quiet, and like it's just like nobody was gonna work with that guy. Nobody wanted to follow that guy, right? That was back when I did personal training. I had to train myself through over and over again doing this and getting out of my comfort zone. I had to talk about topics that I didn't really expect I'd ever be talking about on the internet, but I broke the comfort zone and created a new reality for myself to the point where this is now my comfort zone. It feels natural for me to make YouTube videos and talk to you guys on a daily basis. You've got to break out of that comfort zone. So start acting in a new way. Ask yourself, you've now gotten this clarity. You know what it is you want and why you want it. You know who you want to be and why you want to be that. You've now gotten the alignment. You've started to think about, okay, where am I not acting in alignment with who I want to be? And you started to focus on how can I change that. Now you just need to ask yourself, what actions does this new person take? Okay, maybe you're trying to start a business. Well, maybe you should block off 4 hours of your day, even if you don't have much work, because the new you would be a businessman who had things going on during his day. Maybe you're a guy who talks to girls. Maybe your vision is you want to be good with girls. Well, what does somebody who's good with girls do? Maybe he goes out to social events where he goes and approaches girls in person, or maybe he has a certain style and you don't take care of your physical appearance enough. Again, like going to the gym as well. Maybe what would somebody who is in great shape do? Well, they wouldn't sit around eating bad food watching Netflix all day. They'd hit the gym. Maybe they look at the back of food boxes to see the nutrition facts rather than just seeing how good the food looks like it tastes. Certain actions that you have to start taking that aren't natural to you to create this new person. And again, it takes 21 days and then it becomes natural for you. So it's really just about, can you commit that 21-day period to getting yourself moving in the right direction, to changing your self-image. If you can do that, then it'll become easier and easier, and the results will start to compound right after that. All right, guys, step 4 is focus. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Most people are so caught up on what they don't want to have happen. It's natural for humans to be this way, but you want to train yourself to focus on what it is you want. A great example of this is Donald Trump. Whether or not you like him politically, one thing you can't deny is every time this man is something is brought to his attention, he always spins it in a positive direction. Like when the coronavirus pandemic happens and we go into a recession, he talks about how we're going to have the greatest comeback ever economically. Like it's like that mindset shift. All right, forget the fact we're in a recession, people are losing jobs. Let's focus on the fact that we're going to have the greatest comeback ever. That is so mentally like locked in on what you want to happen. That is such an incredible mindset to have, but you want to apply that to every area of your life. Perhaps you're in a job you don't like and you want a different job. Well, focus on the new job and focus on what the current job's giving you and how you can use it as an opportunity to leverage yourself into the new job you want to get, rather than focusing on how the current job sucks. I'm big on saying saying that when you know what you don't want, it implies what you'd rather have, right? So for example, if you don't like your job, it implies a job you would prefer to have and certain qualities about the new job that you like better than the job that you currently have, okay? So really training that into you. Focus on what you want. Focus on the goals you want to have. Focus on the man you want to be. And again, we're training this habit. It takes time. Focus on how you're feeling during the day. If you're feeling unconfident in this person, then you need to work on that mindset so that you have the body language, the actions, and the behaviors of the person who has the things you want, who is the man that you want to be. You need to focus on this. Most people are mentally weak when it comes to this area of their discipline, okay? And so they fall back into bad habits. They fall back into being the person they used to be because they're not disciplining their mind enough to continue to stay conscious. They go unconscious. They start doing auto-programmed behaviors, things like checking the phone. Checking the phone's a big one, right? You check the phone and suddenly you go unconscious. You don't even know what you're looking at. You're scrolling on social media. Next thing you know, you don't know what you're doing, right? Becoming conscious, staying present to everything you're doing and knowing the actions you're taking are in alignment with you becoming this person you want to be and having the things you want to have. This is so key. Guys, as I've been mentioning, my Better Man coaching program is now live. I have a few spots left to work with clients one-on-one. I'm looking to work with two kinds of guys. The first kind of guy is a guy who's in a spot. He's a young guy. He's ready to level his life up. He wants to transform. He wants to be a high value man and have massive impact in the world. He wants to get the external results like the money, the girls, all that good stuff. And he just wants to feel like a great man, feel confident, and have a positive impact. The other kind of guy I'm looking to work with is maybe you're somebody who feels like you're in a rut in your life. You haven't gotten to the new place you're trying to get to. You feel stuck. You don't know where you're going. You feel like maybe life's passed you by even, and you're ready to make a change. You're an action taker, and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to let the rest of my life pass me by. It's time to make a change. I'm not going to let my past define me. I'm going to become who I want to be. If you're one of those two kinds of guys and you're ready to take action, you can schedule a free consultation in the description box below. We'll speak on the program and find out if it's a good fit for you. Guys, if you got something out of this video, give me a like so I can reach more guys through the algorithm. Hit the bell icon and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.